What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Headless Chicken Podcast.
Hello.
I'm your host, Pasty Mamba. I almost said Cheeky Hands Down, spoiler alert. I'm your host, Pasty Mamba, or James, coasting with me, as always, Lord Rooster. How's it going?
Hello. Very well, thank you.
Nice. And then coming in from still somehow parts unbeknownst to the common populace, it is legendary special guest BlueMilk. What's going on?
Awesome. Chargers won, so I'm happy.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Chargers won, so I'm happy.
Is that a clue to where you're at, or are you trying to throw people off the scent? I wonder.
Could be.
I don't know.
It doesn't help that old Cheeky is wearing a Chargers jersey.
Yeah,
although I can verify, I do know that old Pasty Cheeky is not in California. So,
yeah,
as far as BlueMilk, I can't verify that. But
that is correct.
So yeah, looks can be deceiving.
Exactly.
Anyway, that's our regular opening clip of where in the world is BlueMilk.
Yeah, of our new segment.
How long can we keep this?
Yeah.
Can keep this bit going. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Forever. I mean.
Forever, hopefully.
I've been a special guest forever, so.
We kind of have a lot more little bits. Talking about looks can be deceiving. I didn't think there would be that many little bits this week, but we kind of have a bunch. Let's start off with the PlayStation showcase that happened on Thursday. We had four big reveals that really got me. First up, we had the Knights of the Old Republic remake. We got a little reveal and a look at Darth Revan in a short clip. That's cool. That's just moving forward.
I'll probably get a PS5 just for that.
Yeah, that's always been like a game that I was like, dude, they should totally remaster this. Like fully remaster and do it, and it would be amazing.
Dude, it's considered one of the best games ever.
Already, yeah, dude.
What's so special about Darth Revan?
He's just cool. To me, I don't know anything about him. I know he's cool. There is stuff about him that's like super
he's just
dope, but I'm not like as familiar with the Old Republic's timeline. Yeah. He's got like a purple. He has a purple and a red lightsaber.
Dual wielding,
a super dope mask
red.
with a hood. Yeah, he looks cool, mainly for me. But that was dope. And then we also got an announcement that Insomniac Games is doing a Wolverine video game, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, it should be good.
I was surprised by that too. I was like, whoa, what?
You were surprised?
Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all.
Oh, dude, I didn't see it coming, but when I heard about it, I was like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But I didn't even know Insomniac was trying to do any other superheroes right now.
Dude, can you believe they've already dropped like 2 games on the PS5 and now they have 3 in the lineup or something crazy?
Yeah, dude. Insomniac Games, they're nuts.
What are they known for before? You're acting like they're so special. What have they made before that's so special?
They made the first Spider-Man game for the PlayStation. We got an announcement for Spider-Man 2, which looks amazing. There's going to be Venom was confirmed to be in it, which is dope.
But that doesn't come out till 2023.
That's a while. That's far away. And the Wolverine one's even farther.
But the voice actor that plays Venom said that it's like a massive game. Yeah.
Because I think they got started on it right away, obviously. And Spider-Man PS4 came out in like 2018, so I assume they've been kind of going at it since then, really. Although they did Miles Morales, but that was way shorter, so they've had a lot of time for it, which is good.
What are those guys who made War on Galvatron? What are they up to? Or Cybertron?
Those guys? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them.
Is that Dark Moon Studios or something?
Dark
like
Moon.
They need to come out with another one. If you want a game that you can, that you can finish in like 90 minutes, they're your guys.
No, dude, that
90 minutes flat.
Those games were dope, bro.
No, those games are dope.
The War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. Yeah, man.
Anyway, I just remember the backgrounds were pretty beta-y.
Yeah. High Moon
that was
Studios.
That was a last gen game though. Those games.
Yeah, it was.
So
all right, continue.
those are all good.
Also, they're working on Call of Duty.
The Hyman, the new one, Vanguard.
Yeah, they're working on Vanguard.
Dope, dude.
So there you go.
Awesome.
There you go, Rooster.
Hopefully that goes well.
All right, so do you know anything about this Wolverine real quick before we move on?
Wolverine.
Is it going to take place like what time frame? Old Wolverine, young?
I have no
young.
idea.
It looks young to me.
It looks young, but
teenage
also
Wolverine in the woods of Canada.
I don't think it is young Wolverine because he already has the adamantium claws.
Yeah, but
which he had bone
but he
for a
had
while.
those pretty
he had bone
young,
claws
though,
for a while,
didn't he?
though.
I hope this is.
He had bone claws for like a second, bro.
I don't know, man. I remember
He
had
wasn't
bone
even
claws for a while.
Or was that something for that movie?
He wasn't even Wolverine.
Bone claws.
With bone claws.
Is bone claws not a real thing?
I don't know.
I think that's canon.
I don't know if it is, bro. I mean,
I
think it's cool.
Then he got the adamantium injected in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the Weapon X stuff.
I hope this game is about him right after he gets the adamantium, but having to do like regular stuff, but having to deal with accidentally like firing the claws out. So
he's like getting some water or something, and it just
he's trying to brush his teeth, and then yeah, and maybe something happens with a female friend where they're spending some time together, and and then there's Party Wolverine where he's like opening up cans of beer with his
he's doing
like
tricks with it.
Yeah, they're Edward Scissorhands got.
Dude, they start getting like stuff for him to cut, like fruit. They start throwing fruit at him. He's going
definitely
in the air.
For sure.
Yeah,
dude, what a party that would be.
Party and he's downing. He's downing beers all the time, bro.
You best believe
he's
downing beers.
Wolverine's a party legend, bro.
Probably getting in at least bare minimum 3 fights.
Easily.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum, bro.
So Wolverine the college years is what we're hoping for.
College years Wolverine would be dope.
So dope.
Check out
Wolverine, sorority Wolverine.
Yeah.
At least for the tutorial.
Or fraternity Wolverine.
The tutorial should be you slicing like Fruit Ninja, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be so awesome.
and then getting in party fights.
Party fights, but you can't kill anybody, so what are you gonna do? They should also have simple stuff like, hey, your claws are out and you can't retract them, but you gotta butter this toast. What are you gonna do? And do your best, and you just have to deal with it. It's kind of like how those
VR, also VR.
Also virtual reality.
Or he has
only for this part.
Or he has to type out a memo, and he's got his claws, and he can't retract them. You know, like those ladies that have those super long nails.
Or like all of a sudden, he's like working a side job in a restaurant, and all of a sudden his claws come out, and he doesn't know what to do. And so he has to finish all these meals with his claws out.
He'd make a good chef.
Yeah, dude, he could like slice and dice like a demon.
Yeah, dude.
That should be a side mission, bro. Becoming a chef.
Dude, he'd start getting good at it, bro. He'd start doing tricks, bro. Like the whole group, bro. They'd be like tossing vegetables and stuff, and he'd be cutting them in there, and they'd be going
you should do hibachi, bro.
Hibachi.
He would be a beast at hibachi.
Yes, dude.
He's doing tricks and cuts it while it comes down. Yeah.
What if Wolverine just got a job at a hibachi place? I'd love to see that one.
Hey, I need a refill on water. His claws are permanently out. Okay. Just immediately.
Oh, but then, who knows? Man, we got to shut down the bread factory. Our slicer's down. Oh, not today.
Don't worry about it.
Just start throwing them at me. He starts windmilling his arms. Yeah, dude.
All right.
Anyways, and then the last game from that press
game following that.
Well, you might be able to. God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah.
We got a full gameplay trailer and reveal and stuff.
That means it's close to being done, right?
Yeah, it's pretty. It comes out next year, so I don't know when, but yeah, it's pretty much done.
They don't time anything to come out for the holidays, like Christmas.
They do, but it's just not PlayStation season. It's Xbox season this year.
Yeah, like Halo is
because of Asia.
I don't even
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no
But-
idea.
That just seems like, man, timing that stuff to be released around Christmas is perfect when these kids are on
Well,
vacation.
last
Yeah.
year they dropped a bunch of games for Christmas time because the PS5 just came out. So they emptied their slate then, and now they're kind of
Okay.
preparing for next holiday season.
Yeah,
And
that's
Xbox
true, yeah.
is kind of
All right.
taking over.
I just thought for some reason those folks over there weren't not going to put up with our, Christmas hullabaloo. They're on their own schedule, baby.
no, they don't.
Yeah.
They want that money, bro.
Yeah, no, they.
Yeah,
I mean, they
PlayStation wants
understand
that
the
money.
market. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
do you remember what that time when those new Xboxes came out and there was some sort of virus so people couldn't play their new Xboxes? They couldn't download games. Do you recall that?
Yeah.
I don't.
It was
No.
I don't know, about 2014ish, whatever system
when
came
the
out.
Xbox One
It was
came out.
it was
I
like
remember
Christmas Day. Nobody could play their new Xboxes because
Yep,
they were
we
trying
couldn't
to
do
download
that.
stuff
Yeah, 'cause
all
we couldn't-
day.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
carry on.
Also, yeah, I remember the disappointment of finding out I had to download my games that were on disc.
Right?
Right. Yeah. Oh my God. Cause Xbox 360 and all that, you just pop them in.
Yeah, you just pop
No,
it in.
You
Yeah.
think
play.
that was bad for you, man? What do you think that it was for
Forgot
this
about
old
that.
head who's used to popping them in and playing in about 2
Popping
seconds?
cartridges in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the worst.
no, but
the
we
worst
were
we had to
used
do
to
was
that,
blow
though.
it off. It's good.
Downloaded.
Click.
That's the equivalent.
And they go.
Yeah, it's downloaded, bro.
Yeah, download it. Go.
But digital
Yeah.
games are the best way now. So let's be
Yeah,
honest.
guess.
but damn, bro, I do
guess-
remember
I
that.
guess,
That was
but-
awful.
In a pinch. Anyway.
But yeah. Anyways, yeah, God of War Ragnarok though looks awesome. The first game God of War that they did a couple years ago. What's it called? It was like the
was
only
amazing.
weapon. The only weapon you could use was the frost axe. That was kind of acted like Mjolnir, right? And you had a shield
had
and
more
stuff.
weapons.
You had a shield and stuff, but
You also
in this
had his
one,
old chains.
You got to use those in the first game.
Yeah, you got him.
I didn't
near
know
the end
that.
of- I beat the game. You got him near the end of the game.
Oh, okay, I know it was
It
near
was
the end.
dope,
Well, in this
bro.
game, they're fully there, bro. They're
Yeah,
showing
of
them off
course.
too. It looks awesome.
I'm more
And,
excited about the kid, bro, because
Yeah.
his arc has been so good so far, and it
Yeah.
looks like it's only getting better. And obviously, Kratos' dad arc is incredible.
Dude, he might
What
have
a
the
genius
best,
idea,
He might have
bro.
the coolest voice in video games ever, bro.
Oh, dude,
It's up there
Kratos
with
is
Master
awesome.
Chief, dude. It's up there with Master Chief, bro. Like,
And I
easily.
just like the whole concept of Kratos
Cranky
having
Kong.
to. I like the
sorry.
whole idea of Kratos having to find the god of war for the Norse mythology to help him.
Yeah.
Because he's the Greek god of war, and he's like, "Oh, we need help from the Norse god of war."
Yeah,
Just such a
that's so
dope
cool.
idea, bro.
Yeah.
What number God of War game is this? Do we know?
This is the second in the new phase. But
Yeah, total
they've had
it's
a
like
lot more.
fifth
A
or
lot
sixth in total.
But new
so,
phase. Okay. Cool.
The new phase has been crazy though.
Yeah, although
This
it's
is
the
one where
same,
they
isn't
have
it
to
the
battle a
same?
bunch of gods,
Isn't
right?
it?
They have to defeat them.
Isn't
Yeah,
it all
yeah.
canon though?
Yeah, it's all
All
canon.
of it's
but
still
now-
canon. This was just
The-
like in the newest one that they released a couple years ago. They like
It's-
changed it up, the gameplay and stuff. It's a different vibe.
And it's just
little
so
bit.
long after, and now he's a
Yeah.
dad, and it's in the Norse world because that's where he's hiding out.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Genius.
So,
but yeah,
no, what's
so that
the
looks
what's the
awesome.
thing that's going to come out first out of all this,
God of War.
Yeah, God of War for sure.
which is next year? All right.
Yeah. And then I have
PlayStation-
no idea
well-
when KOTOR's coming out.
Yeah, KOTOR
It doesn't
was
matter.
literally
I
just
know
a
that's-
teaser.
Yeah, I know that's far away, but yeah, God of War for sure. So, yeah, and then moving
Good
on
for
from
them.
that, from the PlayStation thing, Mission Impossible 7, which we've been talking about, just finished filming actually. So
Nice.
they're on to that next phase, which is dope. That's good to hear about. But speaking of
Good for them.
yeah, speaking of more spy stuff, the No Time to Die runtime was released. And it's pretty lengthy, bro. Plenty
How
of time
long?
to die, dude.
How
At 2
long?
hours and 43 minutes, bro.
Oh, no.
Easily
not
the longest
bad.
Bond.
Nah.
Easily the longest Bond
What?
movie.
Are you sure?
Dude, I'm pretty sure, bro.
Easily. I'm gonna need to fact check.
I know
that
it.
one.
I know it is. I don't know by how much, but I know it is the.
Although
longest.
I think the one that it beat is the last one. Spectre probably was the longest
Yeah.
one. they've been pretty loosey-goosey with these runtimes. At least lately with this Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
228 for that one.
228.
228, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
See, that's the yeah. This
I know
one's
the second
a lot,
Daniel
man.
Craig one was super short.
Yeah.
Quantum of Solace. Yeah, it was like an
Yeah.
hour and a half.
Casino Royale. It barely qualified as a movie.
Yeah.
Casino Royale was 224. So yeah, I mean, I guess you're right.
Dude, you know it is actually 90
I mean,
minutes?
240 is pretty lengthy for a Bond movie.
It is pretty lengthy.
You know a new movie that's actually 90 minutes? I didn't have this written down, but it's Venom 2.
Oh, yeah. That was
Is
surprising.
exactly
I
a
was
minute
like,
30 or an hour 30, and it's like the shortest superhero movie since Howard the Duck.
I bet it's going to be terrible.
It's nuts.
Like, terrible.
I hope it's fun. I hope it's good
It
enough
looks
to like
just
make
a
enough
cash
money
grab. It looks
to
like
bring
just a
him
cash
and
grab.
because I just want to see that Venom and Tom Holland because the Venom
Yeah, that
he
would be cool.
the look
I
of it
agree. I
is
agree.
perfect, bro. That big like
Yeah.
just
Well,
like what we
maybe-
see in the
maybe
teaser
Disney
for Spider-Man 2.
Maybe Disney can come in and save Venom like they did
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
hopefully.
God,
But,
Sony sucks.
But yeah,
But it is pretty much a cash grab. You know,
Yeah.
they rushed it into production. Hey,
Hour
let's
and a
throw,
half.
let's throw Carnage in there. Why? Because
although
Yeah.
Carnage was he was a post-credit scene.
Well, of course.
So
but
they kind of knew where they were going, which is good. But
yeah, it's straight to cash grab.
my bad,
yeah,
my bad, James. I didn't realize they had such a solid
Yeah,
plan.
James is such a
place.
Venom super stan, bro.
Yeah, my
James is
BJ.
all about
well,
Venom.
no, I just see it all the time because there's so many changes with the release and stuff.
Actually,
I
90
get so many
minutes is
updates
a
on
smart
Venom for some
decision.
reason because that movie doesn't know how to keep a stable schedule, bro.
Venom 2 is gonna fly by like a rocket. You'll see.
But yeah, you know it's
We
not
will
flying
see,
by.
James.
You know it's not flying by a rocket. No Time to Die. Again, 2 hours 43.
Hey,
so.
you don't know, man.
Oh,
You
we'll
don't know.
see.
That's a long time.
Well,
I think
we'll
it'll be
see.
dope though, but dang,
In fact,
bro, that's
I'm willing
Django
to bet-
numbers. That's
I'm
Django
willing to-
numbers.
I'm actually willing to bet that the new Bond movie will feel like it's flying by more than
Well-
Venom 2.
I don't know,
bet
dude.
that.
Venom 2 is
I'll put my
an
money on
hour and
that.
30 minutes
Don't
on the
care,
nuts,
bro.
bro. That's
I got-
short. No matter what, almost.
No.
Like nowadays, there's at least action always. So
That doesn't mean
man,
it's gonna
many-
fly
I think
by,
that's
though.
smart, man. They know what they have.
I think it's
They
gonna be
know-
dope.
They know how much effort they're putting into it. 90
think-
minutes is good for that. With
And
No
then-
Time to Die, I don't know.
Facts,
Well, I
facts.
wonder if they're going to have like some extended sort of farewell to Daniel Craig at the end.
Maybe,
Kind of
yeah.
like, you know, Lord of the Rings is notorious for having that long. I know you guys need to watch that, but they have having this long sort of epilogue after the action ends, but they have this sort of
yeah.
farewell sort of thing that does not add anything to it. It just except runtime minutes. So we'll
Yeah.
see. I'm sure it'll be
Yeah.
awesome.
to,
though.
to a
But that's
series
crazy
that
how
does
long
not
we've been
need
waiting
more.
for this. Yeah, I'm just glad that we're finally getting this movie so that we can finally move on and pick the new Bond because
I can't wait.
about
Me
that
too.
every so often. but
And this is just going to be such a good movie to me. It
Yeah,
looks so
hopefully
good.
it's
to me.
I
awesome.
think so
man.
too. Yeah.
Even though there was a lot of like stuff with the COVID, like I think they were able to finish filming and all of
It
that
sounds-
before everything went down. So
Yeah.
That's
All their
huge.
stuff
That's a
was just
huge
COVID
thing.
reaction stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it honestly
So-
just sounds like COVID. Nothing to do with
oh
the
yeah, because we got a
movie.
because we got a trailer for it before COVID happened. I think.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyways, so that's awesome. We got an official release date. You know me and my release dates. I'm writing it down. For Bob's Burgers, the movie, May 27th, 2022. So, I'm actually glad to see that that's got a release date because I think that's gonna be cool. Because when was the last time we saw something like that, like the Simpsons movie,
Yeah,
where
it's been
like a
minute.
cartoon like that did that, made a
Yeah,
movie
it's
like
been
that.
a minute.
South Park has like 14 ready to go or that they need to get on, but
Yeah, right.
it's been a while.
But yeah,
though.
it's been a minute.
I think it was
since-
Simpsons.
I mean, unless it was something like more kid friendly that we're not really.
True,
you know,
but
into.
but I don't. But like from that mainstream, those mainstream shows,
Right. It's been
You
a
don't see it
minute since
often.
I've seen Bob's Burgers, but every time I
too.
watch it, I'm like, dang, why don't I watch this more often? I probably should watch it more often. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
So
me too.
a movie, I
Same.
guess that's cool, man. If they're feeling that creative flow, then giddy up.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
for it. Yeah.
I've had no
Effort.
problems with Bob's Burgers ever, dude.
Same, yeah.
I've always thought it
good.
was good.
Always
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as long as they can upscale it
Consistent.
to a motion picture. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the what's the family's name again?
Belcher.
Belcher.
Oh,
I don't know what the
Belcher.
Belcher family's going to get
Yeah.
into. That's going to be so crazy for a movie.
The
but
Tina
giddy up.
family.
Tina
I literally
and-
Not
hope
even
it's-
Bob. Not even Bob.
I hope they don't even go extreme. I hope they just make it like a huge burger competition or something crazy.
Yeah,
oh yeah, I
it's a
think
bottle
it'll be like
episode.
that.
Screw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just between them and the neighbor across the street
Yeah,
that
the
runs
pizza
that
guy.
Italian
Yeah.
joint.
That would be so funny, bro. If they
That
made
would
it
be
just a
dope.
normal, extra long episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, man. But anyways,
Anyway.
next up we got
good
news.
for that, James, and good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of news on Christopher Nolan's next project. Apparently, it will be a World War II film, a World War II film focusing on the development of the atom bomb, and it will be shopped outside of Warner Bros. Which is surprising. Obviously, there was like a bunch of conflict between Nolan and Warner and stuff when Tenet was going on, and HBO Max and all that. So.
It was
That's
when
pretty
Warner
wild.
Brothers announced that they were just going to release their movies,
Yeah.
however they wanted
Yeah.
on
I
streaming
think
without telling any filmmakers like Christopher Nolan, and he took to that none too
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Which is fair.
I wonder who. I wonder who's willing to pay, because obviously his movies are
Netflix.
expensive. Netflix, but does he want to go to Netflix? I mean, I guess for enough
Yeah.
money.
No, he doesn't.
He
So
could-
that's what's going to be great is that they offer him so much money and freedom.
I wonder
that
if
he's,
he'll
like,
do
so
a thing.
torn.
I
We
wonder if
know
he'll
the
do.
bags they're throwing out.
Yeah,
I
the
wonder-
documentary about him trying to deny Netflix's offer is going to be way more interesting
Yeah.
than the movie that comes out.
Yeah.
Of it.
Well, I wonder if he could work into his contract. Like, no, this movie gets like an official theatrical run before.
Well,
any
yeah.
streaming.
I bet Netflix would totally be down for that, though.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be
Didn't
like,
Netflix-
Because
anything,
Netflix
bro.
is doing that.
Well,
Netflix is doing that with Sony stuff, with like Spider-Verse and
I'm sure they're doing it
and all
for
that.
Knives Out. I bet like that has to come out in
Yeah.
the theaters with
But-
how much money
yeah.
they're
But then,
putting behind
speaking
it.
of Knives Out, I wonder how much money Nolan's gonna get with this one, bro. If Knives Out is getting
The whole
100
company.
mil for the director and the main actor only,
You're gonna have to drop 100 mil just for Nolan.
yeah, I think that's just Nolan's getting 100 mil, and then the movie itself, the actual movie budget, it's probably gonna be a 200 million. I mean, his projects are what, $200 million on average nowadays, so. That's just a lot of
I
money,
don't
bro.
know.
For
The
Netflix,
World War II
Netflix
money
is
about
spending a lot of
the
money.
atom bomb.
If he ends
He's
up
going to
going
probably
to
try
Netflix.
to build a real atom bomb. So
Yeah, dude, no,
Yeah.
Nolan
And
is
film
gonna
it.
be
Film
like,
the real
I
atom
need
bomb
to
and all that."
detonate one. I need to detonate
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
and then so the
Well,
and
Nolan,
the
I'm-
tests to find the perfect one are going to be crazy too. That's going to be a bag in and of itself. All the test
Hey, Chris.
explosions.
Chris, I don't want to. I know you're working on the. You have all this down, but I was looking at the budget, and it looks like you want a real atom bomb.
Yeah,
Couple of them, actually.
1
3
billion is the
What's up
budget
with-
you're asking for.
What's up with the 3 atom bombs, Nolan? Yeah, 2 for testing, 2 for testing, and then one take on the film. Really?
And one
Nolan, okay.
of those northern states will offer up the whole entire state for testing just for money purposes. Come on
Yeah.
over
North
to
Dakota.
Montana. Montana
Yeah.
welcomes the filming crew of
Iowa.
Christopher Nolan's latest picture.
Do you need to test a nuke?
No,
Go to Iowa.
Dude, the atom bomb would take Iowa off the map, bro.
That's true.
We need a
Iowa's
bigger
too small,
state,
bro. Iowa's too small and too flat, dude. It'll just wipe it
Yeah.
in one wave, bro. Yeah.
Maybe.
Gotta be North Dakota.
You need a lot of land. Yeah, you need a lot of land.
Nolan, I see you wanted real glowing uranium. I don't know if we can do that. I see you want us to reanimate Einstein himself to make this atom bomb again.
You want me to get the rights to Einstein
Yeah.
for no
But-
reason.
But yeah, so World
Yeah,
War
that's
II
good to
around
hear
the atom
that
bomb. That's
it's
cool to
in
sound.
motion.
That's cool to see.
So that's good. Yeah. for
Michael
Yeah.
Caine for sure in it.
Michael Caine for sure in it.
Oh,
He
man,
probably
Michael Caine's getting up there though. I don't know.
yeah.
I
He
wonder
probably
when the last
he probably
time
gave the
was.
order. Do the atom bomb. Dude, make a bloody atom bomb.
Yeah,
push
he
the
get-
push the button.
Yeah, maybe he pushes the button.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, next up, we got some Ludwig Göransson news. Which,
Oh,
if
wow.
if y'all have been listening to the pod, you know that I myself personally am a big fan of his. So any news I can catch of him, I'm reporting it. This one, it reports that Ludwig Göransson is already working on the score for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So
Yeah,
that's cool. To
assume
sound.
so.
He won an Oscar for the first one. So
What? That
Yeah.
thing won an Oscar?
I think so
Music-
for
the music's
music.
pretty
Yeah,
dope,
yeah. The
actually.
music's crazy, man.
Is
Ludwig
it?
went off in the music
Well,
for
a
the
lot
first
of
one.
people went off.
And a lot
I
of
think
people too, but
Travis
also like
Scott helped out.
Kendrick did
Okay.
a lot as well.
Kendrick, obviously.
SZA did too.
Where is
yeah.
Ludwig from? Is he Icelandic?
I think he's Swedish.
Sweden?
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Um,
I was wondering if that was the reason why we have those listeners in Germany, in New Schlechtenstein.
yeah, it's
I
the
guess
Ludwig
not.
stands. Well,
I
but
was
also
wondering,
that European connection maybe.
You think that's it?
I don't know.
We do have a European connection naturally.
We do, yeah. But yeah, Ludwig, that's my boy. Obviously,
Well, there's not a lot of podcasts reporting on Ludwig Göransson's procedures or
exactly.
You know,
That's why.
progress in
Yeah,
Black
exactly.
Panther 2.
That's why we get that audience.
I guess so. We got
'Cause
that.
I'm-
We got that
'cause I'll
tasty
do it.
Ludwig audience.
We're the only podcast who's got the guts.
Yeah,
do
the
it.
gut,
Right.
and that's why we
Yeah.
have the European connection, bro.
Yeah. So there you go. Next up, we got word that Owen Wilson joins Lakeith Stanfield and Tiffany Haddish
Hey, I
in
like
the
Lakeith.
new Haunted Mansion movie.
What?
Pretty wild cast,
Wow.
bro.
I like
Wait,
the story
Lakeith-
with Owen Wilson.
Lakeith is gonna be
Mm-hmm.
Haunted Mansion. That's
Owen Wilson's
awesome.
the newest addition. Lakeith Stanfield and Tiffany Haddish were already there. Owen Wilson just joined the project.
Wait, so are they basically just redoing the Eddie Murphy garbage?
yeah.
I don't know.
Yep, definitely.
Maybe. But these fools, all of
Except
these
probably
dudes are
better.
different from Eddie Murphy. None of these guys are like Eddie Murphy, really.
Yeah, Lakeith
Right?
will be. Lakeith is usually a bit
Right,
more
yeah.
ominous.
Lakeith is weird. does more like weird stuff.
Yeah,
like
we got
Atlanta
what kind of
and,
character they're throwing
and
at him, though.
Sorry to bother you. And then
Oh,
Owen
yeah,
Wilson.
Meanwhile,
you
Tiffany
know,
Haddish is
Owen
doing
Wilson.
whatever. Sometimes
Yeah.
funny, sometimes lame. So who
Yeah.
knows?
And then Owen Wilson's Owen Wilson doing Owen Wilson stuff. So
Yeah, wow.
probably get a lot of wows
Amazing.
in this movie.
Wow.
Honestly, a Haunted Mansion, that's a pretty big
Yeah, it
wow
is.
in itself. So
It's good to see that Loki is helping Owen Wilson out.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Owen Wilson needed the help. But anyways,
That's cool, I guess, but it would be nice if they made a decent Haunted Mansion movie. Speaking
Yeah.
as a fan of the Haunted Mansion ride.
oh,
But it
yeah.
also doesn't surprise me either because they made that Jungle Book movie. I don't know if that's doing well or not, but
Yeah.
there's gold in them their hills apparently when you're transitioning or making a ride into a movie. So
For sure.
good
Yeah.
luck, but I wish they would make an awesome one for the Haunted Mansion.
For sure, dude. Yeah, that would be dope. But also, I mean, who knows what's going on with this one? So I don't know. It does look like it's leaning towards the
It looks
goofy
a little
more, but also
goofy.
seeing like Lakeith Stanfield in there, dude. He does like more trippy, crazy stuff. Mostly,
Look,
think.
I like all
So,
three of those
but
people
I don't
in
know.
different things.
He might be
so
like just branching
might
out
be
a little
awesome.
bit, but you
it
know.
might be awesome.
So, and then lastly,
Continuing on with the Godfather of little bits.
the last little bits that I have is we got a trailer for the new Matrix, the Matrix Resurrections.
Yeah.
Y'all watched it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. What did y'all?
Some awesome
what do you
action.
think? Yeah.
I just think they're
Um,
gonna have a bunch of trippy action, and that's fine by me, bro.
Yeah.
That's all
for
I
sure.
need from Matrix.
I don't know personally. I don't know any. I've seen the first one obviously, and I've seen the highway fight scene sequence in the second one. Beyond that, I don't really know. I know the basic storyline and all that, but I don't really like. I haven't watched them.
Oh, so you definitely
I
need
have
to revisit The Matrix.
Yeah, I have no
Definitely.
expectation with this movie besides the first one is super cool, obviously, dope
Yeah.
action. So and Keanu's always goated, I think, for me.
Probably
Is this made by the guys that did John Wick?
No,
I don't
this
know.
is
I don't
made
think
from
so.
one of the people that made the original Matrix.
Okay.
Yeah.
so
Was
one
it?
of-
Is it one of the Wachowskis?
Yeah, one of the siblings that made
dope.
the original. The other one didn't want to come back and make it, but
Yeah.
So one of the originals. But yeah, man, it looked pretty cool. It looked like it
Yeah.
to me. And by the way, we probably do need to revisit those other Matrixes
Mm-hmm.
before this comes out. But it looked pretty cool. It looked like maybe a good continuation where they have Keanu back into the Matrix and maybe he starts remembering things or something. Maybe he
Yeah.
didn't die at the end of the third one. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it looked like maybe he's in a different body or something. That's
Maybe,
why whenever
yeah.
he looked in the mirror, it looked weird.
But
But
it's
a
always
lot of
cool.
cool action.
Yeah, cool action. It's always cool to see Keanu, especially with it, I don't know. Lately, it's just cool to see him all bearded up
Yeah.
and ready
Yeah,
for
bearded
action.
up. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
funny.
just ready
It's
to
dope that
destroy people.
It's dope that he
Yeah.
looks the exact same in all of these dope action movies. It's cool that everyone accepts. Like, no, that's Keanu Reeves. He does whatever he wants, bro. He's rocking the beard and the long hair.
Yeah, because it was pretty
Whatever.
much
Yeah,
like
doesn't he-
Because
John
Neo,
Wick
because
came
obviously
through.
Neo's got the short hair and the clean shaven.
Keanu,
Not in
and
this
what's
one.
awesome is Keanu Reeves doesn't really have to act either. He just
Yeah,
acts
no.
like Keanu Reeves, like bad A Keanu Reeves, and does
Yeah.
action, bro. And we accept that and
Yeah.
cherish him.
That's fine, and that's all I need. That's all I want.
That's
and
all
need.
I need
So,
from Keanu,
yeah.
bro.
and he's killed it every time. So
Yeah,
that's fine.
so wholesome, dude.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, it was cool hearing some of the Matrix music too, and feeling those member berries a little bit.
Yeah.
Flashing back to
'Cause
like,
that-
oh man, Matrix
'cause that-
was a pretty cool time.
Because that first Matrix, dude, was
For sure.
massive, bro.
It was awesome.
Like whoa.
Looks
came
like
out
there are gonna be hella callbacks in this one, though.
True, yeah.
Yeah, hella
Yeah.
callbacks.
I know it makes you wonder like how original it's gonna be, how much they're just trying to just tap into.
Like
I mean,
the
it's
dojo.
fine, but yeah,
dojo.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like how much Force Awakening it's gonna feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where how
Hey, I
Force
liked
Awakens
Force
sort of
Awakens.
felt. I did too.
I always liked Force Awakens, so
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I did
I
too,
still
but
do,
also,
honestly.
But also, it's not the best Star
That's
Wars
true,
movie, and
yeah.
certainly you can acknowledge that there were callbacks in that one too, especially New
Yeah,
Hope.
yeah.
But
For sure.
But no, I think it'll be cool for sure. of
Yeah,
course.
I think
Yeah.
they'll do enough, and the action will just be better. Like,
Listen, I think
that too.
it's probably gonna be better than the last two Matrix movies. And so
Maybe.
that's always
And
just because it
looks
feels like
they have
nowadays
a cool hallway scene too.
it feels like nowadays that's just you have a better chance at getting better content in general. Like I feel like in the movie world,
true.
compared to
Better
early
quality.
2000s or 2003 or whatever, those last two Matrix movies came out. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's
better
at least
quality.
good. I think it's at least going to be maybe similar to Force Awakens, where it's like, yeah, it's good, but you know,
And I don't mean it totally
as long as
in
they're
a
like
bad way.
yeah. As
It's
long
just
as
gonna-
there's
It's just going to have that feeling of like, oh yeah, it does. There are callbacks, and I just don't
Yeah.
know. I wonder how much original.
they just need to make sure that
Definitely.
they have
That's all.
at least one sequence similar to the
It'd be
highway
cool
one,
on
where it's
site,
like,
though.
and this sequence is awesome, like from
Yeah.
its own thing and stuff. So, which
Yeah,
I'm
'cause,
sure
I mean,
they can do. So
I like the Wachowskis. I know their last couple movies haven't done well, like Jupiter Ascending and
Yeah.
Tree of
Some
Life.
some other cheeks, bro.
No, not that one. Not that one, but another something about a tree.
some
But then,
yeah.
but then also they did Speed Racer, which I enjoyed. But
I
also
like
did
Speed
not
Racer.
did not do well at the box office. So they really have
Yeah.
not had a lot of success outside of the Matrix,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
It's true.
because they're really
Which
they got
even
some cool
even
ideas.
inside the Matrix, they haven't had
and there's
a
that
lot
too,
of
yeah.
success. They had the
That's
first
true,
one, which
too.
went off. The second one did all right, I think. Third one did awful, pretty much.
Right, I think the
So-
popular opinion is that they diminished as they went along. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Speed Racer is one
It'll
of
be
those
cool.
movies where I like Speed Racer a lot. However, if anyone said that they didn't like it, I would completely understand.
I'm not going to argue.
I'm like,
with
you know what? That makes sense. I personally like it.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
dope to me, bro.
I love it,
I
though.
think
I
so
love
too.
it.
It's so visually like stunning.
I
It's
might
just
have
so,
to
like,
actually rewatch that.
Yeah.
Me too,
It's just
dude.
fun.
For
It's just
real.
fun too, bro. You got John Goodman.
I
you
just
know,
remember
and
those
then
colors. The colors.
Yeah, the
are
colors are
so
nuts, bro.
awesome, bro.
Yeah.
I
And
might do it
old
tonight, actually.
Racer X, bro, was dope, dude.
Of course.
Like, that was awesome.
Of course.
Especially the first time going through. He's like the Batman of the racing world. That's crazy.
The desert. All the deadly like tools they
Like, dude,
man.
all the races,
cool.
bro. I specifically remember one of the things that I love about Speed Racer is at the end of that last race, bro, how you can see his tires dripping, like, or whatever. That's
hell
so
yeah,
cool.
bro.
That's just that detail alone
Such a cool
is so
detail.
cool, bro. Like, that's awesome. But
And just at
anyways,
the end, he zooms at the end, bro,
Yeah.
and you feel it. It's
Yeah.
so good.
I guess
But,
people just couldn't get on board with that. I mean, it
They're
was
ju-
like
they're
a,
I mean,
wrong.
I can understand it's really goofy and probably cheesy. I haven't
goofy.
seen it in a while. It's probably really cheesy, and the CG
it comes off as a total kids movie.
Yeah,
The
and the
CG is
CG,
not
the
bad, I don't
CG
think.
is. I don't know if it's bad or I don't know. For
I
the
remember
time, I
the
can't
cars
remember.
looking dope.
I
bro.
know
I think
there's
it's the way
the
that
cars
it's supposed
are
to
dope.
be.
The
I
cars
think
are
it's
dope,
all
for sure.
intentional, all the CG.
Facts.
I don't think it looks
I
bad at
imagine
all.
it
I think
too.
it's all intentional.
I imagine it too, but it's also similar to like aesthetically, it kind of reminds me sometimes of like, Spy Kids or something, where it's like
I don't know.
CG might not be as good
Maybe.
or whatever, but it's
Maybe,
also like
but-
stylized.
Yeah,
Listen, I
exactly.
like it.
I recall
It is
it.
stylized.
I like it. I'm
really
just
good,
saying,
though.
Yeah, I
It
agree
is
with you.
stylized. You're right, but and having it being stylized helps it age better, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas
Me
if you're
too,
just trying to
yeah,
make
yeah.
something look realistic, like a shark look realistic in 1998,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna, and we look at it now, oof. But when you're looking at the totally made up world, a stylized world, you're right. It does just. That is part of it. That is why it looks a little bit better. It ages a little bit better. But yeah, man, that movie was. I
love that movie a lot.
And you're also right. BlueMilk. I kind of want to watch it right now. But I also
Yeah.
agree with you, old
'Cause,
Pasty.
bro-
I wouldn't recommend it to everyone for sure. And if you were like, I hate that movie, I'd be like, that's fair. It's
'Cause,
fine.
bro,
if
dude.
you can't get to that level, I mean, you're wrong, but it's fine.
Dude, when I discovered, because when I found out about like how when I learned what Mach speed is and stuff like that, and how he's going like at the end, what is he going at the end of the movie? Mach 5 or Mach 6, bro? Because that's what that number on the side of his car. His car looks dope, and then like he's going so fast, dude. Like I don't know. That movie's fun.
Anyways.
But anyways,
well said. Well
anyways,
said.
The Matrix.
He's just going so fast.
Anyways, the Matrix
Just going
Resurrections.
a lot of mocks.
Just a speedy racer, bro.
Really fast. He's
He really
going a lot
is
of mocks.
a
I don't know if you guys
speed
saw
racer.
the mocks on the side of his car, bro, but there are a lot of mocks, bro.
It's almost like he's a racer
yeah.
with speed, bro. But yeah, but that's all I have for little bits. The Matrix is the last piece. So,
Cool.
Fair enough.
are y'all ready to jump into our late review of
Our
the
main
Candyman?
topic. Yeah, not
Yeah.
talking about Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Refusing to do
We
that
haven't
on
seen
time.
Shang-Chi yet. So.
The #1 Marvel podcast is not talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie that is literally probably saving the movie industry as
Yeah,
we speak.
kind of,
Because
yeah.
when Shang-Chi started doing all sorts of good at the box office, you heard people going like, here we are, here's our new release date. Now we can see everybody's back and ready to go,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
baby. And
Immediately.
and-
Not
yeah,
us.
kind of.
Bloody Bob's
And then
Burgers
we're
got
like,
a release
well,
all of a sudden.
we'll see.
Yeah.
But we'll see
Yeah,
Candyman
but no.
and Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Best believe.
You heard it here first. Look, there's
And a
100
double
other
feature of
There's
those.
100 other podcasts you can listen to that you can get your Shang-Chi from. We'll give
Yeah,
you
y'all
our
are seeing
opinion
a lot
in,
of
in
Shang-Chi.
between a
Alright.
week and 3 months. Okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get
You'll
to
get
it
our
for
review.
sure.
Just
We'll
like
for
how we're
sure
getting
get
just
to
like
it.
how we're getting to Candyman.
Yeah, just like how we're
weeks
getting
late.
Candyman right
Yeah.
now, 2 weeks later. It is
So,
what it is. You don't come
it
to us
is
for
what it is.
timely
Yeah, we
stuff.
don't- yeah.
And
You come
anyways,
for what's inside the content. There we
Gotta
go.
adapt to our podcast.
That's
Yeah,
right.
man.
We just
Yeah.
haven't had time to see Shang-Chi. Maybe we're living in a place where we're shut down anyway and we
Listen.
can't access it. You don't know.
exactly.
people.
Yeah,
You don't know.
especially me.
All
You
you
don't
know
know.
is that I
Yeah,
don't
especially
live in
Blue
Los
Milk.
Angeles with this chart.
Yeah,
with this
all we
Chargers
know
jersey.
is is pasty that is not in California, not
Yeah.
even Los Angeles. I said
Yeah, just
all of
California.
I'll stick by that. But anyway.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Anyways,
Shang-Chi, not
Candyman.
Shang-Chi.
Not
Candyman.
Shang-Chi.
Candyman, directed by Nia DaCosta, produced and co-written by Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele.
What are y'all's initial thoughts over this?
Pretty great.
Yeah, I agree.
It's exactly what I'd want from another Candyman movie.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, I love the message behind it, but I felt like it was a little heavy-handed. But then looking back at the old Candyman, I realized, oh, this is Candyman. Like it's made to send a message and bring a lot of these things to light. So I completely even appreciated that too, the heavy-handed message.
For sure. I
was even okay with it.
I thought it was pretty well done. One thing that I instantly noticed immediately was the way that this film was shot, the cinematography and all that, and the look of it is like amazing to me. I really liked it.
Yeah,
and from the start, bro, the opening logos are like mirrored, reversed and stuff, which I thought was cool.
I loved that.
At first, I was
like, nice touch.
On the first one, I was even like, bro, did they like mess up the screening? And then I realized.
Are you kidding, bro?
And then I realized, I was like, oh, it's
projectionist.
Mirrors, dude. It's mirrors.
Hey,
duh.
dummy!
Wow, James. Wow.
Yeah. Listen,
That's
bro.
wild, bro.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that was.
It's great.
It was really good. And then the opening
the
credits are even
filmography's
trippy
great.
too. But yeah,
Look,
you're dealing with a movie with
was-
mirrors.
Right,
There's a
wait, hold
lot.
on. Let's listen to Rooster because I already know he has
Yeah.
a hot take on this one.
Yeah.
This movie was pretty good, all right?
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Just pretty good?
Well, I mean, I'll have to see it again, but it was good. It was on the good side.
Mm-hmm.
I will give it that. Was it great? I will say nay. And I didn't
don't
even
know,
think
man.
I enjoyed it as much as the first one, to be quite honest. The first one was more terrifying. Now, having rewatched it, I can see like it wasn't as terrifying as it was in my memes. But
Yeah.
I didn't think this one was good, but I didn't think it was very scary, to be honest. I don't know. It was
No,
fine.
Not at all.
Yeah. Agreed. It was
definitely
something.
wasn't
Yeah.
scary.
Whereas the first one, even if you watch it now and it doesn't quite hold up as scary as it used to, it still is creepy. But at the time, it really made it scary to even go to the bathroom. And I don't know, man. But it was good. It was good. And I like that they took a different angle that we'll get into here in a second.
Yeah.
There was
so
also,
it was
I also
good.
want to shout out, because it wasn't scary, but I think it had some awesome, like, horror imagery, like just horrific imagery that you're
True.
just like,
Yeah.
that's
True.
so dope, bro.
Yeah,
That's such a good horror moment
sure.
to me.
Yeah.
We'll talk about
And
it.
I
but
would
yeah,
agree with
man,
that.
that
I would agree
was
with that,
awesome.
too.
For sure.
And honestly, maybe that's the route that horror movies need to take nowadays, because slashers sometimes just aren't even scary anymore. Like I would like more scary moments, but I actually appreciate the more just balls to the wall slasher moments than the actual I'm trying to be scary. Like my favorite scene in Halloween was the one take of him just slaughtering people. That wasn't scary, but man, awesome imagery.
True.
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, true.
Right.
You're
Yeah,
right,
can-
yeah. A horror movie definitely doesn't need to be constantly ratcheting up the tension and making
But-
you on the
but
edge
I
of your seat.
agree.
Sometimes it
Yeah.
is just fun to see them let loose. In fact, you need both,
Uh-huh.
really. Because
and I agree
if
with
you were
you.
missing the let loose part too, then I'd be upset too. It'd be like, well, it was
Definitely.
really scary, but dang, they didn't really let loose.
Yeah. I agree with you though. Like I think Halloween did a better job at like managing the actual building tension and scary moments and just bad Michael Myers stuff, you know.
Yeah, because you got to keep that scariness to it, especially Candyman. People.
That's
in their
that's
memory.
my only
I mean, look
complaint.
at your Unk. We would talk about, oh, they're making a new Candyman, and Unk would be like, "Hail to the no!"
Dude,
he
every
was
time,
not
bro.
interested at all in seeing that movie just from his memory of the first one. So I don't know, but again, it doesn't.
and then
it's not
he
quite
saw
as
this
scary
one and
as,
he was
as our
totally
memory.
good
Yeah,
afterwards.
he was fine. But
Yeah.
anyway, so what's the
let's-
what's the story? Let's go ahead and talk about the story. What do
Jump
you reckon?
into spoilers.
Yep, go for it. Someone.
Well, actually, pre-spoiler review, I would say give it a watch.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, I agree. I liked it more than Rooster.
Like,
for sure.
Definitely worth watching for sure.
I
Like,
would agree.
There's just one
Yeah.
complaint that I kind of agree with Rooster. Not scary enough, but it's definitely worth watching to me.
Also, if you're
But
prone to
still
seizures, watch out at the end though.
One of the
Warning,
better
for real.
one of the better horror movies I think that have been released lately. Because we've been lacking.
Sure. But let's jump into the spoils. So the movie,
go.
First off, this movie takes a different direction from the original right away. In the sense that we actually follow, and I'm jumping deep into the spoilers right here. We actually are following this guy who will end up becoming Candyman himself, as opposed to
so cool.
following it from the victim's perspective in the first one, where we're looking at it from his perspective as he becomes this monster.
But also
throughout
seeing
the movie.
some victim's perspective.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But him being the main character and following that, I thought was just super interesting right away. I was like, that's a cool take to have.
Also, that guy's acting was pretty good too, bro. I thought it was.
He's nuts, bro.
He really sold the going crazy to me, and it almost felt really natural. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
I can give you this
I
brief
agree.
synopsis. I don't know if it was IMDb or what, but it says, in present day, a decade after the last of the Cabrini Towers were torn down, Anthony and his partner move into a loft in the now gentrified Cabrini. A chance encounter with an old-timer exposes Anthony to the true story behind Candyman. Anxious to use these macabre details in his studio as fresh grist for paintings, he unknowingly opens a door to a complex past that unravels his own sanity and unleashes a terrifying wave of violence. But
That's a good way to put it.
As Pacey mentioned, really what it does is it lays the framework for somebody actually becoming the new Candyman, which was a cool angle to do.
Real quick, I want to shout out this actor's name, Yahya Abdul Mateen II.
Yeah.
He did really, because his name is tricky. I can never remember it. I want to give him a shout out. But yeah.
He's in something else that's coming out, right? Or that's
he's in a couple things. He's in
that's Candyman.
The Matrix Resurrections, actually.
Oh, there you go.
And then I think he was, I don't know if he's in any Marvel stuff. He was Black Manta for Aquaman, but
okay. Either way.
But yeah. Anyways, but yeah. I thought that different perspective from him becoming Candyman was just really cool and and pretty well done because it's also a mystery to him too. Like we discover it along the way with him, which I thought was dope. And then how he's accidentally, because it's pure accident. Like he starts off with, he's just looking for something to do, new artwork. He wants to get inspired by something to do more artwork. And then he kind of discovers the legend of Candyman and all that, and starts to do it, and then unintentionally unleashes this monster on the world. And then
we also realized that he was the baby, or he was the little boy in the first one, right?
That got taken into the fire pit, the bonfire,
into the fire pit, and was saved or whatever. So that was kind of cool too. Looking back
on
that old movie,
I loved the twist on the old movie when they originally talked about the story of she actually was the killer the whole time or whatever. That's how they remember it, even though it's Candyman.
Yeah, like how it's skewed.
Touch.
Yeah. Because that was a cool part of that movie too. If you don't remember, it was a real sort of Invisible Man sort of situation where Candyman would show up where she was and kill someone, but nobody would see Candyman except her, so she'd be blamed for the murders.
Yeah, Candyman would kill and then like let her out of her chains or whatever, as if she got out free and bounce, bro. It was kind of fun. It's kind of funny.
I love the first series of kills too, and the art convention or whatever. That was dope, bro. Hooking around the Achilles tendon was
dude, that was so nasty, bro.
There were some gross parts,
dude.
The gore factor was pretty good.
The gore factor was pretty
I
dope.
thought the gore factor was perfect too. I don't think it was too much at all.
Yeah,
even though it got
me
crazy
too.
at some point.
Because there were parts where, dude, especially that Achilles area, I don't mess around with that. But even that,
And
it was
then
it was
stab.
perfectly done. Yeah, in the gore.
Yeah.
But and then Candyman,
that's
like,
true. The guy
effing-
starts scabbing up on his arm just like he was a burn victim, and that was gross. And you could tell it looked straight up like that was real practical effects. So
Yeah.
But what were you
Yeah,
gonna
it was.
Especially at some point, because it builds from his arm up, from his hand up to his arm, and eventually up even his face. But it starts off with his on his hand, and dude, seeing it grow, and then eventually you knew it was gonna happen, but he eventually starts picking at it and kind of
And then the
peeling
nail
stuff
coming
out.
off, of course. Nails have to come off.
Nails coming off is always disgusting.
Yeah.
I get flashbacks to watching The Fly every time. And
But
nail
I
comes
still
off.
think it was perfect. Like it made me more tense throughout the movie. I was like, they're really going all out, so I could be seeing anything any second now.
That's true.
It had a good tension to that.
Yeah, for sure.
In that level. So that was cool. I also like the body horror of the dots in the face.
Mhm.
I always
Yeah,
think
like
that
the-
always creeps me out.
Me too.
And that's a real phobia of that look, and
Of, like, holes and stuff,
freaked me out too.
Yeah, it's definitely creepy, and they get the aesthetic of everything, kind of nail everything.
Dude. I mean,
in that sense.
even Candyman, not the main character, the other
Mm-hmm.
Candyman was pretty creepy looking, bro.
Yeah.
And just his look and getup was, I think, perfect, bro. Perfect modern version of Candyman to me.
For sure.
Was there a lot of bee activity? I don't recall.
There was definitely
There's-
less bee activity.
There
I know
was bee activity, though.
He gets stung at the
Seemed like
beginning.
there was like
so
one scene of bees, and then that's a wrap on the bees.
he gets-
I couldn't
he gets-
remember.
I don't know. It's definitely less prominent.
Yeah,
Is that the
but
word I'm
there's
looking for?
Yeah, but there's more. There's
than
a
the
lot of
first one.
bees, but
Okay.
but I think
just
they
don't
went more
recall.
heavy
Well,
on
they
the
go ham.
mirrors.
They go ham on the bees at the end, but yeah, it's mostly
Yeah.
mirror stuff.
Truth be told, I haven't
Mere
seen it.
trickery.
It's been 2 weeks
Yeah.
since I've seen it, or maybe only a week. I can't even remember. But
Yeah.
if I were in charge of Candyman, I would have heaps of bees at the end.
Bees.
It would be wall to wall bees at the end. I'd be like, why? Because why not? Bees were front and center in the first one, so I'd be like, well, obviously we have to up the bee factor in this one, right? Everyone agrees with that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But
The bees,
that's
we
what I
gotta
would
we
think.
gotta go harder on the bees, guys. They
Yeah,
went ham
right?
in the first one.
Everybody
Okay. We need to step
remembers
up
the bees, baby. The bee
Yeah.
was on the poster. Candyman wasn't even on the poster. The bee was on the poster with an eyeball on the old
True.
one. So, yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
so
But
I
I
guess
still think
I guess
there's
I'm
plenty of
realizing that's
bee
my other
action.
ding.
There's definitely a lot of
but-
bee action at
but
the end.
just don't remember.
the hand thing.
True, yeah.
That was still bee action. I
Yeah.
think they're just. I think that's the best way to make bee
It's
horror.
passive. Well, that was passive bee action.
Because nobody.
It all started from him getting stung
dude,
by a bee,
Nobody's
and then
scared
from there,
of who's
mutation,
scared of
bro.
bees, bro? So actually
bees,
making
dude,
the hand grow.
I
kind of
like bees.
That's gross.
I chill with bees, bro. Like,
I
have
love
you ever
bees,
been outside
bro.
and bees are landing on you? I'm cool with them, bro. Don't
They're
mess with bees. Bees
docile,
don't mess
bro.
with you. Yeah.
I think it's when there's a certain amount of bees is when it starts getting scary.
That's
when
true.
it's like, oh,
That's
wait
true.
a minute. Because the same with flies.
But-
Like, oh, a fly? What? You're not afraid of flies? But if you're in a room with a
But
million flies,
I also
guess
found
who's
out-
afraid of flies?
I also found out that I could take, 80,000 to 100,000 bee stings before dying.
Yeah,
That's
we
a lot
did
of
look it
bees,
up.
bro, to get through.
'Cause I don't know if you
As long
recall,
as I'm not messing
Barry-
with hives, I'm good.
In the first
know?
movie, the guy Tony Todd, whoever played Candyman, he was given a bonus of $1,000 per bee sting that he took, and he had like, what was it, 23 bee stings, so he had
I
like
think it was
23 grand
Yeah, something like
extra,
that.
something like that. That might not be the exact figure. So we were actually wondering, like, well, how many can you take? Because I'll take a couple bee stings for sure, but I didn't know
Yeah, man.
what's lethal,
It's a
and
lot.
it turns out quite a lot.
You can take a lot of bees.
Yeah, you can
before-
make
I
at
thought
least
it would
100
take-
G's in bonuses before you
That's
die.
crazy.
Yeah, I thought it would be like 50 bees, bro.
Right,
And I'm
me
done,
too.
'cause
yeah,
they're-
like 50.
Yeah,
oh,
man. I'm out,
Yeah.
bro. Depending on where they
Yeah.
hit, especially, like, bro.
that's true too.
It would have
100
been
bees.
nice to get a super cool bee kill. Now that we're talking about this, like
That's
just
true.
like
Now
swollen
thinking about
face, everything
Oh,
swollen
yeah.
and bees.
That would have been
just-
good.
just-
That would have been a cool
would've
kill.
been
Missed
good.
opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true, dude. Cause then imagine how, like, the world reacts to, like that kill, is nuts to the everyday public too. Because I'm sure, because they were reporting on the kills throughout the movie a little bit, and imagine like, I don't know, man. That's just, you're right, bro. There should have been more B
Even
action.
if it was at the end, whenever he was going ham on those cops, like, have the bees just slaughter them, one of them. That would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah,
because like bees are cool, like you mentioned, and I'm cool with bees too. However, the common person, there's something they're not comfortable around bees because they can sting you at any time.
Yeah,
especially the common person doesn't know. They just know bees sting.
Yeah, so I'm still not trying to get stung, bro.
That would have been a good kill to
for
take
sure,
advantage
dude.
of.
Especially, you're right, BlueMilk. You can make it grow. You can make it pretty grody, dude.
That would have been awesome.
Like, you can make it real grody.
Like they should have had a couple bee kills. Now that you mention it, they because like they
or even like the bees are attacking this fool, and they don't necessarily. He doesn't necessarily die from the bees, but he takes like a bunch of like gross damage. And then he gets hooked, bro, and killed like
something
that.
like that.
But maybe even using the bees as gadgets almost is
well,
better.
I would love to see bees like overtake him and like cover his face and then get in his mouth and then just drown from them too. Just that, having that many bees, and you're just like breathing in bees.
Yeah,
like,
if you're
in there like
breathing
throat,
bees, bro.
Yeah, you could even probably show it like start like
and
slowing
on the
up
outside
it
would like kind of puff up too. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, that would have been an amazing kill. You should have had
maybe they
kills.
even
start climbing out of the throat.
Maybe they even pierce the throat. They pierce.
No.
You could
Candyman hooks it. Yeah,
hook it.
And then bees come
flying
out.
out.
Bees just fly. Yeah.
That would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy.
So,
but
So as you can see, there were a few things missing from this movie.
So the B game was the B game for sure was a little.
It was just on the lighter side. It was on the lighter side, or a
passive.
Passive B action, as you said, is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, and then the whole ending, right?
Does Pink Milk know that she's on camera and being recorded?
You're on camera and being recorded.
And it'll be on YouTube.
And it'll be live on YouTube on like Wednesday or something.
So, jeez,
sweet baby Jesus.
Now she's moving, throwing furniture around.
James, you might want to time code this, bro.
Nah, it's fine.
Nah, keep it. Keep
it's at 59. It's fine. But anyways,
leave a comment leave a message in the comment of when you spotted Pink Milk, and maybe we'll enter you.
Yeah, because I also only just noticed her right there, so I don't know how long she's been chilling there. But anyways, but yeah, the whole ending was honestly the worst part for me because.
What was it? Remind the people of the ending. Spoiler alert.
So what happens at the end was, and it's not necessarily the ending specifically. It's just literally the flashing bright blue lights were getting to me. I was like, dude, there's a lot. But because for real, seizure warning. I was feeling. I'm not prone to seizures. I was feeling it. I was like, dang, dude. Yo, I might need to cover my eyes a little bit, bro.
Pink Milk did look away because of the blue flashing lights.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of like heavy blue flashing lights.
But do you like the ending anyways?
The actual ending is cool. I liked it a lot.
What happened again? Remind me.
So what happens is it kind of everything kind of culminates at the old church where first off where our main character took that initial picture, but also where all that stuff happened in the first one. Where by this point, this dude, our main character, is kind of taken over by this whole Candyman thing. Like he's mindless while everything's happening. His girl is there in the church, and then the guy he's been talking to about Candyman is there, and basically we just see him transform into Candyman right there. Cuts his arm off like straight with a saw right there. Stabs a hook in it. Immediately puts him in the trench coat.
And that was awesome, by the way.
And that was awesome too.
That was some awesome gore, bro.
Yeah,
I loved that.
I thought it was crazy, dude. Especially when that hook went in, I was like, oh.
Dude,
we basically kind of see
gore
him
in this movie was like perfect to me. Perfect gore.
We basically see him kind of it's almost like a suit up sequence. He's suiting up as to officially become Candyman, and through this he's showing no emotion and all that. Like he's in deep, bro. And then I know cops are arriving. I don't remember how exactly they get there. Cops are arriving,
him and he shouldn't have been shot, and that's what creates Candyman. It's
and then he also
unjustly kill
he also ends up killing all of the cops and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well,
and
that's because she said
then,
Candyman.
Yeah, and then also framing it on
that was
her.
Awesome.
And she now has become the witness, similar to the other character. I wish I knew all the characters' names. I don't know any of the characters' names besides just Candyman. But she becomes the witness. She's kind of like working with Candyman nowadays. I is what I took from it. She's like a servant now.
Basically, and I just thought it was awesome that she used Candyman to kill them all.
Yeah, me
I was
too.
like,
When
dude,
she was
this
like,
is
turn
so
the mirror,
creative
I was like,
and
okay.
awesome. Yeah, it's like saying Candyman on purpose in the mirror because you know what's about to go down is just good.
That's pretty
And then
sweet.
I just liked seeing him just mow through all the cops,
Me
bro.
too,
And
dude,
keep it a buck.
For sure, bro.
Yeah.
So do
was
we
just
foresee a sequel for this, or have we heard if there are plans for one?
I haven't heard if there's any plans.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'd be okay if they have a good story, but I think it's
For
pretty,
sure, yeah.
like in a bow, like perfect.
It's pretty solid right here
Yeah,
of just
like,
ending
think so?
because it ends on like, Candyman is just a long run. Like there's a new Candyman every I don't know how many years, but this is a constant horror that's going on forever, and I like that idea.
It was a
of ending
bad
it like
ending.
that. Yeah.
It was like a bad good ending. It was really
ending
good.
like that, and they
tied
show
up
it.
well.
They show that. I like the way they show that too, as how he kind of it's like told to us also, but it also like he turns into Tony Todd at the end.
Yeah, he turns into a bunch of the other Candyman.
It turns into a bunch of them, but mainly Tony Todd. I think was the last one, the iconic, the from the original movie, and then like credits right there. I think so.
But besides the blue lights, I love the ending, bro. I thought.
Yeah, besides the blue lights were like in the theater. At home, it might be like not as bad, I assume, but in the theater, man, they were like pretty heavy. But besides that, yeah, everything was.
Did you watch the end credits?
I just watched the paper stuff, you know.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I thought that was cool.
All their
retelling the
stories.
story and then showing all those stories. Yeah, I thought that was cool. I kind of like that just style too.
True.
It's kind of neat. Like, oh, they're using that. That obviously was shown
and
during
they
the
used
promotional
it throughout
stuff.
the movie.
They used it throughout the movie, so.
Good.
But yeah, I thought Candyman overall was just pretty well done. I got what I wanted out of it for sure.
I thought it was
so.
great Candyman movie.
Me too. But
besides
however,
the little complaints, not enough B action, not scary enough, but everything else was pretty perfect.
The B action
one,
for sure is probably the biggest complaint, actually. But I thought it was pretty well done though, and I just like the switch in perspective, following the victim of the first one and then switching now this character turns into Candyman. I really like that a lot. So. But yeah,
that's kind of nice.
That's kind of all my thoughts on Candyman.
Yeah, I think that about does it for Candyman.
The bathroom scene was pretty dope too, with all the girls. I mean, just
bathroom scene
they really
just
it was kind of a pointless scene, but it was cool to me. It was just killing a bunch of people.
Yeah, thank goodness they
had
it
also
in there
just
so
shows
they could have
like
a scary scene in the movie.
It also just shows it's not necessarily pointless.
I remember that being one of the scarier.
That actually was scary.
Yeah. So.
But that also.
I wish they used that more, man. Because there was just a tension of after they said it, and they were like, "Oh, okay," and you just knew like it was about to go down.
Waiting for it, yeah.
And that he's somewhere in the room, but you can only see him through mirrors. Man, it was just.
Yeah, dude.
That scene was great. I wish they just had maybe one more scene like that, maybe two more scenes with some B action. Woof, this movie would have been one of the best.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Quite possibly. All right, well, since we got done talking about Candyman, and if they wanted to, they could actually probably bring this series back like they're doing with Halloween. I figured we would go into one of our more popular segments, which is, I guess it's called How Would We Fix That?
How do we fix it?
How do we fix it? Basically, people ask us, how would we fix something? It could be a movie franchise. It could be whatever. It doesn't even have to be a broken franchise. But if somebody's going to ask us to fix it, we're going to fix it. So I figured since Halloween has been basically fixed for now, they're on their second, going on their third in a trilogy. Candyman is fixed. Let's look back at some of the older iconic horror characters and at least fix one of them, because why the hell haven't we had a new Freddy in forever, or a new Jason, or I'm willing to go to, well, they are doing a Scream, so
I'm really
go
Leprechaun, bro. I'm
Dude,
ready to
I
go
am
some
too.
of these wild
Me
ones.
too.
Yeah.
I'm willing to do a team up, but I will say that I'm going to hold y'all to high expectations. So don't be trying to pass me some bullshit. I need some real legit. How are we going to fix this? So what are we going to start with? What are we fixing? Is there a way? Look,
Let's
man.
start off easy.
Easy, you think? And we
with
don't have to
Jason.
do all these.
Like Jason.
Oh,
Like,
jeez. Okay.
or Freddy. Well, Freddy's.
I was
Freddy, hell no.
Well, the
Start
one
with
I
not
wanted
Freddy.
to the one I want to try to get to is Freddy, because that's the one that's going to be the trickiest.
We'll
that's
get
gonna
to
be
Freddy.
Difficult.
Freddy's
I
think Freddy's the first option to fix.
Freddy's simple,
You think?
bro.
You think?
But, really?
Yeah. We've actually talked about it a little bit before, and probably his trilogy. Do you guys remember? I also proposed the idea of rehashing the Dream Warriors a little better, because I think that would be dope.
That could be done way better. Yeah.
But it is kind of copying the Michael Myers formula that they're doing now, where it's like trilogy. First movie is the basic. Second movie is Freddy going ham. Third movie is them kind of getting back to Freddy in the dream world. But, we could flip it up if y'all want.
Yeah. Freddy, well, I just always imagined Nightmare on Elm Street being more difficult to do, just because it's more complex ideas, I guess, versus just slasher.
So basically what you do is, I would have more Dream World
let's just take it away.
stuff.
How do we fix Nightmare?
I think I would have more Dream World stuff now, because you could really do some cool imagery with Freddy and the Dream World nowadays. And just trippy stuff, like trippy hallways, you could do a lot of cool stuff with Freddy.
I think with Freddy, and specifically, I think there should be more time spent or a lot of time spent in the Nightmare world as well. Mm-hmm. I think if you can utilize the Nightmare world really well to just trick the audience as well, to really just manipulate everything, because anything's possible, really. Any imagery.
That's a good idea.
So I think that's where the real horror will come from, is in that Nightmare world, really.
Well, the real horror is not knowing whether you're in a dream or not, too.
Yeah,
so
that's
you
true,
could really
too.
do some cool stuff there, where, I mean, I know it's kind of overplayed with Nightmare, but I think you could do a lot of cool stuff. And a lot of fake outs, maybe, of like, are you in a dream? Are you not?
But
like, what's happening?
But then that can also be frustrating to an audience too.
Definitely,
that's true.
but
that's why you have to just get it. You just have to fine tune it.
Do it a little bit, and then go. Do it a little bit, and then go balls to the wall, dream world craziness from there.
And that would be good, because you like y'all said, you could make a house of horrors, basically. I mean, with all endless hallway. This room is
the boiler room.
Area is
the boiler room alone, bro.
A great end
never-ending boiler room. Yeah.
The sequence. Yeah.
But I love the idea of, and something that I haven't seen Freddy do or Nightmare really do, is really playing more on fear than they do. Most of the time, it's like you're in dream world. It's trippy. You get killed, right? I really wish he used their fears against them a lot more, like nightmare fuel kind of stuff.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It just isn't done, and also having a bunch of
that's
cool
a
Freddy
great.
kills.
Do you think Freddy can tap into what they're afraid of the most?
Yeah,
I
think
recall.
so.
I think
you can't automatically, right?
I think so.
He can do it now.
Yeah, I think so, because he can already hop in any nightmares, bro. If he needs to maybe even do a stakeout where he just watches some nightmares to get the data.
I mean, because basically, for example, if somebody is afraid of dogs, will Freddy know, boom, right away, this person is afraid of dogs?
And you can even hint it a little bit throughout the movie what they're afraid of, but that's something you're going to have to be a little careful with, because you don't want it. But you could just have spiders, too. Spiders would be a crazy scene.
Spiders is a good one.
That's the thing is, what you could do is you could have like probably 4 or 5 different little mini horror movies going on, because people are afraid of different things. So you could have something where
I think it's also
they're afraid of creatures. This person's afraid of small children.
Clowns.
This person, Yeah, clowns, and this one's more of a Japanese horror type situation. So you could really have all kinds of feeling, like aesthetically, they all look different too. Like
I think the thing about Freddy though that's difficult, or that could be difficult, is that he can do so much that you kind of have to balance it out, right? So like you do have that stuff where that he plays into their fears, but this fool is also really theatrical, bro. He doesn't mind killing them with their greatest joy ever, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
cool.
Especially in Dream Warrior with the puppet kill specifically, like how that dude would make those puppets and then he dies being controlled like one. That's super cool. That idea of using those things,
and you can do a lot
kind of a fear too.
Trickery too.
Yeah, that's
that is
too.
Actually
a
fear.
Exactly.
You know, a fear of something that we love turning on us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think with Freddy, the biggest thing is just balancing all of these things. How much you're in the dream world and all that. But if you play to it right, you know.
That's the baseline. I still think. I mean, if you're doing a real redo, then you'll have Nancy or whatever. Yeah. And basically, I would lean heavy on the Home Alone stuff, way more than they did in the original movie. Because in the OG movie, at the end, she like set up her house like Home Alone style, and I thought that was super cool. But they just barely teased it, and she barely kind of used it a little bit. I wish she could really outsmart Freddy, and that's kind of what the route I'd take is just making Nancy that super smart character that's really outsmarting Freddy.
And let's talk about Nancy, because let's look at this like it's not a redo, like it's continuing from right now. So do we bring back Nancy from the like or
well do you do the thing where
so we're not taking away the canon, but we're going like he's been away for a while. How does he come back? So
what they did with Halloween was they made it so that the first two are canon, and then after that was cut.
And you could do that too.
Yeah, we would probably do that.
You could say right after Dream Warriors. Or maybe after
I think after number one. Yeah, I think after the first one.
But we already talked about Dream Warriors. So I don't know if that's number 3. So I don't know if you wanted to bring that up.
Yeah. Well, maybe, yeah.
You could do
I imagine that would be the third one. Just because, especially if you go by the formula that we were talking about that Halloween took, where if the second movie is kind of Freddy's dominant in the sense of that he maybe even wins at the end of that movie.
Well,
and at the first one too, but like having that third one is when they come together and take him down for sure.
I was thinking that like one of their friends kind of gets trapped in the nightmare world. Yeah. So in the second movie, it's like they're trying to go get their friend out of the nightmare world. So it's kind of more exploring that. Yeah. And I think that would just be dope. And if there was a way to get Freddy's dreams, that would be cool too. But I don't know if they can pull that off.
No, that would be I think
cool.
Like in the third one.
In the third one, yeah.
And go Dream Warrior.
Well, that's how they would almost
Freddy's
maybe
mind.
even defeat him. Is they have to
I think
jump
that probably
in.
Is how. Yeah, they somehow turn it on him. You know, Superman 2 style, where Superman was in that block, and he had the other guy's powers taken away from them. Same thing.
Yeah.
You could have some really good moments though with Freddy. I think so for sure.
Just because there's so much potential with Freddy, I think if you get creative enough, and the only thing you have to worry about is being careful with how much you do a certain thing. Because you're right, it could get to the point where the audience is even not feeling it. So, but I think that can be done very well.
How do you start this up? How do you start this movie? Knowing that there are diehard fans that know Freddy and there's people that know of Freddy. How are you actually starting this movie, bringing us back into this world that some of us haven't seen in a while? Some of us saw that one remake and thought it was garbage and haven't really thought about it since.
It is so garbage.
How do we bring it back? Do we go back to the house? Do we start back with the house maybe? Because
I think I would start off pretty basic with just new high schoolers, new group of people, and then build off of their characters but probably take place obviously on Elm Street and where it's normally located, obviously.
Does somebody bring him back, or has he always been around? Has he just been dormant? Has it been a certain amount of time? Like, oh wow, it turns out this happened 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe
like
maybe it's something like that. Or
yeah, or just bring him back and unexplained.
Yeah, I'd say it's just like you kind of just bring him back. Maybe, well, because what did they do in the original one? Like he was burned alive and stuff, and then the people grew up and now they're in high school and then he came back. Right?
I think in the remake they did the anniversary, like it's the anniversary of Freddy's death, and so that's when he's reborn, basically.
Okay, yeah.
You could do something that simple, or you could go heavy on it and be like a cult of Freddy worshippers brought him back. Like you could go hard in the paint for some of them, but I would probably just do Freddy's back, baby.
Yeah, I think
eventually, probably in part
you
2,
could do that.
Probably in part 2, they have to get Nancy's help and go from there.
I wonder if they would use the house. Whoever bought the house, somebody buys the house knowing that the history behind it, and turn it into like a haunted house or a tourist attraction or something.
That's kind of cool. Turning it into a haunted house, and then you could really play with some trippy stuff. Actually, hold on. So our main character is probably a girl moving into this house, a high school girl, and the dad or whatever is like a haunted house fanatic. So he's turning this thing into a haunted house, and then at the end of the movie, when she brings Freddy out of the dream, you have an awesome sequence where she's going through the haunted house, also being chased by Freddy. So it's real cool. Scary, bro. And like
he's got like stuff jumping up at her. Yeah.
You could even have it on Halloween night at the end. That would be pretty dope too. And people going through the haunted house. Well, you could have some sweet kills at the haunted house at the end. Mm-hmm. In fact, I'm like throwing away Home Alone and going with that for me. Just haunted house. It's so unique, bro.
Haunted house in the Elm Street house is pretty good.
I also like that because I think you can make, like, if you had to make a haunted. We've talked about this way early on, where if you had to make a haunted house in real life, it'd be based off of Nightmare on Elm Street.
And also working that into I wouldn't even try to explain it that much. I'd just be the dad is just a haunted house fanatic, and we also want to set up some sweet kills, so deal with it.
I think there's something cool too about just that house. I mean, it is on Elm Street, and so maybe it has a connection to Freddy that nobody realized before, kind of like Crystal Lake has. I always thought, like,
and maybe that's what brings Freddy back.
Yeah, like
maybe that's what reignites when someone's living in the house. He's living in the house too, or something like that.
Because that's one theory I had one time was like, why is Jason always living? And I was like, what if there's something in the water in Crystal Lake that he's ingested that is helping with that process?
You could easily just say that and be like,
right.
That's a good.
So like he's tied to the house.
Yeah, right. And so same thing with Freddy, where there's just a connection to this house, and I kind of love that too because the house is pretty iconic as well.
Oh yeah,
true.
Yeah,
and also, I think it'll be to the point where people just want to see cool Freddy, bro. Like they're like, okay, the house is what brings him back. All right.
It could be as easy as that.
Now, do you bring back Robert Englund in to play Freddy? He's getting older.
If he can, then
if he can, he might as well.
Yeah. I think definitely.
Is there any sort of passing of the torch in some way? A la Indiana Jones and Chris Pratt, or that rumor that they had years ago.
Nah.
I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Right. I probably like just keeping it normal Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, me too. Agreed.
Yeah, I guess so because
good old Freddy. Yeah.
What if there's an alternate universe where there's like a bunch of different Freddys, kind of like Loki's? What if there's a female Freddy? What about?
Freddy can do that by himself, though. Probably.
Is it possible that there's a team of people that can actually find a way into his dream world? Like they find some sort of portal. Like maybe in the basement of that house, there's some sort of way to actually get in. So they sort of do a preemptive strike, if you will.
Yeah.
Against him. Maybe no. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe, or possibly. Maybe there's something to do because I know in the third Dream Warriors, we kind of get the origin of Freddy, and how he was born in that one like abandoned tower or whatever.
His mom was
and
trapped in there with
maybe you could do something similar to that, where it's not necessarily that exact story, but you have this spot where you can kind of access that like part of his mind, maybe.
Dude, and I think if scientists or the government or whatever you want to call it, if they could find a way to harness the dream world, like maybe they hear about Freddy and they're actually investigating it, and this could actually lead into our overall slasher universe. There's just this organization that researches these things and comes and checks them out.
Yeah.
And we could even have some Easter eggs. Yeah, have some Easter eggs with Jason. It's pretty basic, but it does the job.
Yeah.
And then that's how maybe Nancy and the crew figure out how to get into Freddy's dreams or whatever, or Freddy's mind, or back into to go save their friend or whatever, or fight back.
But that's what's so good about Freddy, though, I think, is that, you can have all these kind of, like, oh, this is a basic explanation for that.
Yeah.
But because it's literally Freddy Krueger, is like you can do so much with
the dream
that.
world, and
the dream world and all that. As long as you can harness that and, like, use it well enough.
But I'm thinking more and more it'll probably be 2 movies. One movie where Freddy's the OG, and then the second movie they're going into the dream world, and I would like it more of a hellish dream world where they're like, okay, now they're trying to get their friend, and it's more Freddy action. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. I think,
because I just don't know what we'd have in the second movie. I know my finale, and I know my first movie.
Because if you do the first, so if you do it like what you were saying, right? I like the idea of having like maybe one of their friends is stuck in the dream world and they kind of have to go get them. That definitely works way better than like in a trilogy. Yeah. So that's probably the way you go, where the first one you have all the haunted house stuff, and then you find out one of them was stuck in the dream world, and so you kind of have to go back into it, and you can still do Dream Warriors style with, I don't know how many people would go into the dream world, but they could discover that in the dream world for sure. And
actually, now I'm going back to Rooster, and I'm thinking, okay, it definitely, we're going to cut it off. Everything's canon up to Dream Warriors. And the reason why they, in the second movie, they go to find Nancy is because they did their research and figured out that she maybe found a way to fight back or something. Yeah. And she's what helps create the next Dream Warriors, basically. And we would just do it better.
Yeah, for sure.
It could be too that the first one, which is more of a self-contained kind of story, like you could almost end it right there, ending it in the haunted house, ending it in Elm Street haunted house is awesome.
I think
I'm just going over and beyond with the sequel,
right? Yeah. But then just the events that are in that first movie could get the attention of these people that are studying these dream things.
True. Yeah.
So whereas before, where it happened with Nancy, it's kind of like, oh, there's just more progress made in the study of dreams and stuff like that.
And just technology, there's more info about these slashers, which really grounds slasher movies, and makes these older slasher movies more realistic in our new age of technology, Because usually that's the issue. You're like, oh, just call the police, like whatever. But now,
especially with Candyman. Especially with Candyman, that's what they did. It's modern.
Yeah, dude,
and the legend of Candyman is very well known and stuff.
Even in that second one, maybe that's when they start making progress towards how do we get into that world. And so maybe they start making progress, and in the third one they are finally able to get in there or something. So maybe the second one brings in those experts, because it got their attention, the events from the first one.
And they accidentally bring Freddy back again. That's why.
And there's really people, not like in the movies where they're like, oh, nobody's ever heard of this. No, there's somebody that's like, you brought Freddy back, bro. Like, this is a big deal, and we know about it. Not everybody knows about it, but we know that this is kind of a...
And we know you're telling the truth. That would be such a nice twist, because these main characters are always like, "Oh, help us! There's a villain," and they're
never,
like,
and nobody ever believes them.
Yes, but these guys will be like, "No, I believe you," and we're gonna try to take him down, but secretly they're trying to weaponize it or some bullshit.
That's
right, exactly.
Yeah. And maybe there's one that's actually a good guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that old gamut of characters.
That's just
exactly.
but that's fun to do in the Freddy world. Like that's just such a neat concept. Even though it's these concepts have already been touched on. It's way different in a slasher world.
Exactly.
So that's probably how we do it.
That's probably how we would do it.
For sure.
Something around there.
Something
I like
haunted
that.
house.
I like
mainly the first one is the most
movie.
solid. Yeah,
that's what I was about to say.
It gets a little crazy in the second and third. But that's kind of almost
like
the second one.
It's almost like we had the Matrix with the first one, and the second and third one we're like, let's go crazy.
But it might work. That's what you need to do with the second and third. Just go crazy with the dream world.
Just go crazy.
Stuff.
Yeah, and it could work. It could kind of fall flat, but at least you're swinging for the fences too, though.
But I definitely like the idea of more just Freddy taking people to different places and like just different places in their mind.
I think
more
you can
psychological
just play with
horror,
especially the psychological. You can play with
the slasher still.
You can play with the characters and with the audience though, in that dream world. And I think if that's taken advantage of, dude, that's like it could be iconic, bro. Oh, jeez. Hello?
A frozen screen.
You guys are soup's frozen for me right now. There we go.
My whole
whole thing just froze for a second.
Mine did as well.
It's all good.
But anyway, that's pretty interesting. I like how we brought some new angles into that. I like how we brought a team in that actually believes the main character. That's so awesome.
I like that. And what's cool about Freddy too is that you can have that in that. That's what just makes him even scarier, almost, or more powerful. Yeah. Is like, I believe you. There's nothing we.
Yeah,
we're
I believe you, but Freddy, dude.
But hopefully you can help us, get one step closer. And then just the discovery of the link to the house, maybe there's a lot. They're probably going to be like in the second one. I imagine they probably infiltrate that house like they did with E.T. Right?
Yeah.
They like have it all cordoned off, and they're just
you could have some good moments with that. So you could have some good moments with that.
For sure.
But then they realize that maybe it's not just the house; it's just Elm Street. That would be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Elm Street, so.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I
also
like
see
that.
the imagery of people trick or treating on Elm Street. I don't know why.
Why not?
That's really good. Like
that's amazing.
You can have some good shots. Like man.
Dude. Oh yeah.
But the haunted house is
especially with the haunted house.
Good. Yeah. The first one is like Oscar worthy.
The first one is Oscar worthy now.
Good.
Right now.
All right. I think we've done it. So we can just end it on that.
Yeah. Just tackle that one.
I think we will revisit this idea though when Halloween comes out next month or this month.
Next month.
October 15th.
October. Okay.
October 15th.
Yeah. So we may revisit this for another one of the classic characters, but I'm glad we got Freddy straightened out because
I think that's the biggest one right there.
It's one of the biggest ones, right? I mean, it's like a Batman Superman sort of situation. You've got Michael Myers going. It's Jason is the only other one really. That's just what are they waiting for? And I know
it's Mike Myers, Jason, Freddy. And Leatherface
seems pretty easy to me. I mean,
and I think that one is mostly like just who has the rights, and it's like legal battles over who has the rights. Unfortunately, but anyway. But hey, when it comes up next time, maybe we will fix that. But
for sure,
I think I think that's it for how we would fix it. Good job, guys. I knew we could do it.
Nice. I think that's gonna do it for this episode as well of the Headless Chicken podcast. Thanks BlueMilk for coming out.
Yeah,
go
awesome.
You got a plug right here. You got like a 30 hot one style. You got a 30-second plug right now.
Okay.
What's going on?
Check out my podcast, the Blue Feather Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Link will be in the description, I'm sure.
For sure. Yep.
And go check out my Twitter at BlueMilk230.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. All those links obviously in the description for sure. Go check out me on.
think that BlueMilk and Blue Feather are related because of the color blue? Like your partner on the other podcast is Feather.
Yeah.
It's you, Blue, and your partner, Feather. Together, you are Blue Feather, baby.
That's funny. But yeah, all the link will be in the description. Also, check us out on Twitter at HCPod. Go check out me on Twitter at Pasty Mamba. Also, go check out the Headless Chicken Podcast YouTube channel. We got the full podcast with the, if anyone's listening on audio, we have the video up there as well with us, and then
see our lovely faces.
And then we're also just gonna be making videos on that channel in general. So, go check all of that out. All of that will be in the link. All those links will be in the description. There we go. Thanks for coming out, and we'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.